I didn't think I could do it. I didn't even know where to start. But here is how I went from sitting on the couch to living my best life. So my story is actually really unique. I went through a crazy transformation. It actually wasn't that simple. It was pretty crazy and big. And it was actually really difficult. It took me a long time. One of my first opportunities of exercising was really figuring out what it is I wanted to do and how to actually do it. So with fitness and how it got into my life was really interesting. How it changed my life is even more interesting. And it really did start with the first time working out. I grew up working out at some point. I had a little home gym, which, again, I was never into. It was not something I liked doing. I actually hated it. I loved playing video games. Video games was my thing, my jam. And as I got older, I still played video games. My favorite video game of all time was, Call of Duty. It was the common game I was playing. I also loved playing League of Legends. And one of my favorite games now has to be Valorant. Look, I still play video games, and I'm not trying to stop you from doing so. That's the first thing I want to kind of share. I just want to share that there's an importance to your health. And that's where it's really the next stop. You got to improve your health. And that can also lead to many more new things, which is absolutely wild. So while I was playing hours and hours of video games or binge watching whatever my favorite TV show was, whether it was Avatar and the Last Airbender, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, these were comfort shows. I know you have one. You probably know exactly which show you're thinking about, whatever that one is. But that's the big thing. We spent all this time binging, watching TV or watching movies or playing video games. And I had to make that change. That was my life. Playing video games, watching TV, repeat. I'd be working such long hours in the film industry that I worked so hard that my weekends were to recover, watch TV, and play video games. That's what I spent all my time doing. And because of that, I wasn't ever feeling great about myself. And that's why it's super important to change that. Find what that actually is for yourself. It really can change your life if you actually start taking it seriously. Because I loved all those things. I loved playing video games. I loved watching TV, and that was my way to relax. So I totally get it. Why would you want to go into a gym and work out when you at the end of the day, after working 6 hours, 8 hours, or even more, because I was working 12 plus hours a day, so I could be hitting 14 to 15 every day. That's not even including how much I was doing per week. But it was a huge shift when I started exercising and trying to get myself healthy. See, I loved playing video games. Video games took over everything. It was the most important thing for me. I can kind of cater to my younger self because that was what I liked to do. So when I got older and got to live on my own, I was like, sweet, I can do whatever I want. I can play video games. I can watch TV. I worked all day. Why not? And because of it, it really did not make me the happiest person. Maybe you're not feeling great about this, and you're probably in that same boat. It makes you feel good because you get relaxed and you just get filled up with dopamine. I'm not trying to say these things are bad things for you. It's the amount we're doing it is the problem. Because I didn't have that, because I was struggling so much and I was lonely. I didn't have a ton of friends. And the few friends I did have, I maybe saw once, twice, or 3 times, maybe a month, if I had any at all. Because I only had a couple. And I barely saw them. And to me, this was a crazy part. And now I actually do have some friends that I meet at least once or twice a week. Because now I have something going on. Again, when I was there struggling because all I wanted to do was play video games and watch TV with all my time, I really missed out on what life really was. And that's why fitness changed my life. Because I had somewhere to go. And I met people, and I started feeling so much better about myself. Wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you? Now, let's see how good I am at this. It's been a while. Holy shit, I did it. First try. Look at that. Here's why it's so important to start making some changes here. You're probably wondering, Justice, what the heck? I've been playing video games. I'm not a gym guy. I don't go to the gym. That's not who I am. I'm someone else. I don't like doing that. Why would I want to do something I don't like? I have to ask you this. Which do you like more? Who you are now or who you want to be? Actually, I want you to close your eyes right now. And I want you to kind of listen to this as I'm saying this. Who are you? What do you want to achieve? Why is what you wanted to achieve important to you? Like, I never was the type of person who was like a huge fan of some of these things and went to like the fan expos or Comic-Con, but maybe you want to go there. How cool would it be to show up to whatever place you want to be at and you just look shredded? You feel good about yourself. You're sitting there taking on the world and you're just happy. Seriously, now open your eyes. I'm just a guy who struggled. And the first things that I had to start doing were relatively small. I keep thinking, I gotta be perfect. I gotta be the best at this. I wanna go do push-ups. They gotta be the best push-ups in the world. That's not real life. And to be completely honest, being perfect at an exercise takes time. If you ever look at me doing a push-up, why it looks so good is I got to a point where I kept pushing myself. I pushed myself so far that I was hitting 500 push-ups a day. Because I also focused on my form early and learning how to do it properly, that when I started doing like 100 a day to try something new, when I started doing 500 in a day, that also took weeks before I got there. If I was doing 100 push-ups every single day and it just kept getting easier. Why? Because I've been doing it so many times. And no, I was not doing it 500 right in one go. That would be insane. I don't have the endurance for that. I did it throughout the day. But doing 500 is not a common thing. I tell people I've done 500 in a day, and almost everyone at the current gym I work at is like surprised by that. It was a lot of endurance. Don't get me wrong, my muscles didn't build, but the endurance of my muscles did. Look, if you really want to change your life, whatever it may be, fitness is the key starting point. It changed my life, being able to do what I've done. Look, it's not that simple. You don't suddenly have a six-pack. You don't suddenly lose 80 pounds. It takes time and repetition. Are you willing to take that? So, look, you may be working really hard. Actually, I know you're working really hard. You're feeling exhausted. You're tired of feeling exhausted with working every day. You come home tired and you want to do something more. And the only way to kind of feel better is to take that escape. Go to that other world. Pretend to be a soldier. Pretend to be a fantastical dragon slayer. Or maybe you've been just binging all day because you love these characters. You see yourself in these characters. I know what it feels like to feel like that. I love watching Harry Potter. It's one of my favorite movies. You know what's another one of my favorite movies? I love Inception. That movie's insane. It's a crazy, mind-bending movie. You know what's one of my favorite shows of all time? Avatar and the Last Airbender. And I truly mean that when I say that, because as a show, what they have in that story is insane. You go, like, the topics that go over is wild. So of course I'm drawn to it. Of course I feel like watching it over and over again. I love these characters. If you've watched the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, you see what Aang goes through. Have you not thought about that you're going through struggles just as much as Aang had to? Leaving is one thing, but actually taking action and doing it is a whole nother. Are you willing to take that chance on yourself? To feel great about yourself? To go after what you believe is right for you? Do you have the courage? I want you to think about what those characters went through of your favorite TV show. If there's anything you can get out of those videos, I want you to just think about what those characters did and went through. Now ask yourself, are you willing to go through the exact same thing so you can become the best version of yourself? So you can become a champion of yourself? I want to hear your story down in the comments. I really do. Look, I could be here all day trying to share the same thing over and over again, but if you want to change your life, start moving. If you want to make something of yourself, change your life now. Don't wait till next year. Don't wait for a week from now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start right now. The moment you click off this video, honestly, when you click off of it, comment what you're going to do. Tell me what you're going to do down below in the comments, and I'm going to reply to every single one of them, no matter what. Even if there's no one, I'm just going to keep waiting. Even if this video doesn't go viral until, let's just say, years after this, then sure, whatever. And yes, there was a dog. I don't know if you saw it. But I want you to hit that like button, hit subscribe, because that does help the channel out. But if you know someone who loves video games, who maybe needs to hear this story, who wants to change their life, whether it is losing weight or making something happen in their lives, send them this video. And if you're going to do that, also let me know who you're going to call out. And I don't mean calling out in a bad way. I mean, hey, what's going on? And if you're looking for some help, honestly, I'm a personal trainer. You don't have to reach out to me. I don't really care. But if you're struggling, reach out to me. I'll see what I can do. I'm looking forward to talking with you, whether it is here or not. And if you want to be part of my community, part of people who want to turn themselves into champions, let me know that too. If you want to change your life, or if you know someone who does, send them my way. And let's do this together. And I'll see you guys in the next one.